I'm Driti Atri, you're watching TimesXP, and here are the biggest stories that are making headlines across the globe today. So, let's start with it. Iran targets secret bunker in Tel Aviv. That's right, a grey zone report claims that Iran's June 13 missile strike may have hit a top secret US-Israeli intelligence bunker under the luxury Darwin Sea Towers. Well, the bunker, called Site 81, was reportedly central to coordinating military operations in Israel. Precision strikes celebrated by Tehran right now. Well, Iranian media hailed the strike as a precision strike on a joint military commander center. Experts say that this whole attack may have disrupted sensitive intelligence system that was very important for the US-Israeli operations. Israel remains tight-lipped, while Jerusalem has sealed off the site, neither confirming nor denying the strike. In the meantime, authorities have restricted media access, adding to fears and speculations about the impact. Now here, experts warn of rising risk. Analysts warn that if the strike was actually accurate, then it shows Iran's growing missile precision and intelligence capabilities as well. Such attacks could escalate tensions in an already really volatile region. Trump criticizes Russia's war in Ukraine. Well, US President Mr. Donald Trump says that the ongoing conflict in Ukraine makes Putin look very bad. He also claims that the war should have been a quick victory for Russia but has resulted in high casualties. Tomahawk missile talk sparks concern. Trump suggests that he might consult Moscow before sending Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Here, analysts warn that even discussions of this advanced weapon could actually spark a dangerous miscalculation between two of the most powerful countries. US-Ukraine relationship highlighted here. Trump described talks with Ukrainian President Zelensky as very productive. Now here, observers question that any misstep with the missiles could actually trigger a larger conflict. Could this trigger World War III? Well, that's what experts are calling. Experts highlight that rising tensions in multiple hotspots may have global consequences. One miscalculation could potentially involve nuclear armed powers. Poland versus Germany over 2022 explosions. Warsaw has called on Berlin to drop the investigation into mysterious explosions. Well, the dispute raises a lot of concern about the alliance's unity and the rule of law in Europe. Russia accuses Germany. Moscow claims a state actor orchestrated the whole blast and accused Germany of hiding the key evidence. Well, the accusations compliance NATO's efforts to maintain their internal peace. Extradition dispute intensifies now. Poland refuses to hand over Ukrainian suspects linked to the explosion. Here, officials claim that Germany's probe has political motives and unfairly targets Warsaw. Experts warn NATO unity at risk. You know what? Internal conflicts could weaken NATO's credibility at a very important time. Analysts stress that division may embolden external threats like Russia. Trump orders B-2 bombers on standby. Following his Israel visit, Trump ordered 28 stealth bombers on full operational standby. Well, the move is seen as a warning to Tehran not to test the US power. Iran rejects Trump's claim. Tehran called Trump's statement fake and fabricated claims. Here, officials insist that their nuclear program is very peaceful, though global watchdogs, they remain very cautious. Middle East ceasefire at risk. Now here, experts warn that any US-Iran escalation could jeopardize the fragile Gaza ceasefire. In fact, diplomats from Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, everybody are closely monitoring the entire situation. Erdogan criticizes Israel. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has launched a political offensive against Israel over Jerusalem. His fiery speech came right after praising a peace deal at Sharm el-Sheikh summit. Turkey builds Muslim coalition. Ankara is actually coordinating with Malaysia, Indonesia and even Pakistan to challenge Israel's policies in Jerusalem. Well, the effort signals Turkey's ambitions to lead the Muslim world on the Palestinian issue after everything is done. Israel condemns Erdogan's statement. Officials in Jerusalem called Erdogan's remarks dangerous and inflammatory. They warn that Turkey's actions risk the undoing regional diplomatic progress. Milan protests over Israel ties. Well, chaos erupted in Milan after city leaders they voted to maintain official ties with Tel Aviv. Now here protesters called Israel a genocide state and demanded solidarity with Gaza. Protests spread across Europe. Activists in Rome, Paris, Berlin, everybody are planning solidarity march. Well, the demonstrators, they highlight European division over the Middle Eastern politics. US Navy's social media blunder here. On its 250th anniversary, the US Navy mistakenly posted images of Russian, Indian and AI-generated warships. Well, the error quickly went viral, embarrassing the official accounts. Digital oversight concern here. Experts warn that reliance on the AI-generated visuals undermines the trust in official communication. While the incident raises questions about content verification in the defense agencies. Russia becomes Venezuela's top oil partner. That's right. Moscow now supplies naphtha, replacing the US companies in Venezuela's oil market. Well, the partnership strengthened Russia's influence in Latin America now. Maduro relies on Russia. Well, the deal keeps Venezuela's oil sector operational despite the US sanctions. Now here, Maduro's government gains a critical lifeline as economic pressure mounts on them. Houthis send warning to Israel. Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen, they warn that Israel's resistance continues despite the Gaza ceasefire, while the statement emphasizes Iran's regional influence and the proxy networks as well. Houthi threats impact trade routes. Houthis' missiles and drones attack in the Red Sea disrupt the global shipping. Now here, analysts estimated billions of losses from the rerouted maritime trade. US strikes maritime vessel near Venezuela. Well, Washington itself confirmed that its fifth strike in 6 weeks targeting a vessel it claimed aided narco-terrorists. 6 people have been dead, raising a lot of regional tensions over there. Maduro condemns US action. Venezuela vows a strong and painful response to the US strikes. Naval forces have increased patrol along the Caribbean waters just in preparation. Trump targets Spain over NATO spending. Trump, he has warned that Spain might face trade tariffs or NATO exclusion if defense spending does not raise to 5% of their GDP. Madrid insists that the target is kind of unrealistic for them given the economic recovery need. Gaza ceasefire in jeopardy. That's right, Israel suspended aid while Hamas refuses to return bodies of the hostages. In the meantime, the US, Egypt and Qatar, all three are holding emergency talks to prevent a collapse of the fragile truce. That's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp and come back on TimesXP same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. I'm Driti Atri. See you next time.